Wildfires continue to rage in California, Oregon, and Washington. We have the latest on fires, evacuations, and air quality.
With the 2020 election just 50 days away, a local record store is helping people to register.
TikTok has a brand new business partner. Find out what this could mean for millions of TikTok users.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
The destructive West Coast fires have burned nearly 3.4 million acres in California, Oregon, and Washington. I'm Amanda Anyofjong reporting from Los Angeles.
I'm Laura Neroni, also reporting from Los Angeles. President Trump was in California today to get the latest on the West Coast fires. Our political anchor, Luke Scorzel, has the story.
Today, President Trump made his first visit as president to Sacramento, about 3 weeks after authorizing an emergency disaster declaration for California's wildfires. Trump emphasized the importance of forest management in California.
And we have to do a lot about forest management. Obviously, forest management in California is very important. There has to be good, strong forest management, which I've been talking about for 3 years with the state. So hopefully they'll start doing that. In the meantime, we're helping them out in a very big way. We have the best people in the world doing this.
Trump also awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross Medal to 7 members of the California Army National Guard. They're credited with saving more than 200 lives last weekend at the Creek Fire. While California officials agreed that forest management is essential, they did emphasize that climate change is a driving factor of wildfires.
So I think one area of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay, it'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Next, Trump will be going to Arizona to campaign. The general election is just 50 days away. Back to you.
The fires in the Pacific Northwest have impacted some USC students and their families. Reporter Caleb Michael takes a closer look at how they're dealing with this disaster.
Oregon and Washington are experiencing forest fires like never before. The fires have led to mass evacuations and poor air quality throughout the entire region. For USC students who call the Northwest home, it's been a difficult few weeks.
My parents are about 5 miles from one of the bigger fires, so they had to evacuate as of Wednesday. And I was just constantly calling and texting, and they weren't responding. So I was getting really scared, crying a lot.
Thankfully, Katie's parents are okay and have safely evacuated. For another USC student, her family is safe, but dealing with the effects of the fires.
Washington is usually known for super clear skies and you can't see anything. And the smoke's really intense. We opened our garage door and smoke instantly came into our house.
Like this picture, taken just a few months ago compared to a picture from earlier today. Over 1 million acres have been burned across the state of Oregon, while Washington has had more than 600,000 acres burned. With little to no containment, it's another added stress to this already crazy year.
The closing of my work and reopening, closing, and now the fires impacting that. And then also having to deal with class on top of all of that, and then worrying about my family who's 2 states away.
A worry Katie is experiencing as well.
Mentally, it's just been pretty devastating and scary and hard to focus on school or work. And I've just really been struggling to maintain normal life.
At this point, these fires are not expected to be out until sometime next month. For Annenberg Media, I'm Caleb Michael.
The CDC has provided recommendations for those forced to evacuate during COVID-19. They suggest packing a go kit consisting of simple pandemic necessities such as hand sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, and masks. The CDC also recommends social distancing and National Weather Service updates for information on sheltering.
We wanted to stay at our home and try to protect it as best we could on our own. Due to COVID and all the measures that had to be taken, there was only a limited number of spots available in those evacuation centers, which were completely packed with people due to obviously the encroaching fires, which was super sad to see because it really didn't allow those who lived in the community to really take advantage of the evacuation centers that were given due to the precautions that had to be taken for COVID.
Meanwhile, the Bobcat fire has forced more people to leave their homes. It has grown to over 36,000 acres and is now 6% contained. Full containment was originally projected for October 15th, but U.S. Forest Service officials now expect containment by October 30th. Evacuation warnings are now in effect for Monrovia, Bradbury, Sierra Madre, Altadena, Duarte, and Pasadena. That means residents should be ready to evacuate if the fire gets any closer. Residents in parts of Arcadia and Sierra Madre have already evacuated. The smoke from these ongoing fires has prompted a smoke advisory as air quality is unhealthy.
The air quality across California is considered unhealthy for sensitive groups. Smoke advisories are in effect in Los Angeles County, as well as parts of Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. Residents are encouraged to wear a mask and stay indoors. Annenberg Media spoke to Dr. Laura Loyola about further precautions.
But there are websites that you can go to see what the air quality is like right now in your area. And then you can actually kind of judge from those sensors and monitors that are showing that what your air quality is right now.
The fires are causing a lot of anxiety for some students. This comes amid the pandemic and the fact that students are going to school online. We spoke to 2 students about their experiences coping in these difficult times.
Physically, it's been tough just like doing things on my own and not like having like the women's basketball staff to like help me because I am going to be playing. And mentally, it's just hard anyways, just quarantining. My personality has kind of like shifted these past like few months. Like, I don't know if I guess I could say like I haven't been happy for like 4 months straight, but I've kind of like swept it under the rug because I'm like, we're in quarantine, people are losing their jobs, like everyone's unhappy.
And at first, when I ultimately decided to stay home, it was a really hard decision because I knew that while my physical health was going to be safe, my mental health may not have been as imperfect of a condition. So I knew that it was going to be difficult, but throughout this time, I've really learned to try and embrace positive alternatives to this time. And even though I definitely am not going to have a traditional freshman semester as most USC kids do.
One mental health expert also sees these challenges as an opportunity.
That the kinds of stressors that normally come with a new experience, a new way of doing things, which is to be expected, also produce opportunities for adapting teaching formats and styles, learning new ways of presenting material to students, and creating opportunities for student engagement that perhaps even the classroom is unable to provide. So.
Today, Jackknife Records is holding a voter registration party that began at 8 a.m. and will continue until 8 p.m. tonight. The effort is focused on getting first-time voters to register. Registration was conducted along with the First Vote Incorporated, a California nonpartisan voter registration project. Organizers say that the importance of voting is not restricted to this election.
This is the foundation of democracy. I mean, it's just that simple. Your vote is the one that counts. That's one thing that I believe. I also have a little sign that says, register to vote and vote in every election.
Hi, I'm Carlo Jimenez, reporting from Campbell, California. According to an ESPN report, Pac-12 sports could return as early as mid to late November. Annenberg Media reached out to the Pac-12 and USC Athletics. They did not comment. The Big Ten could also make a decision to return to football as early as this week. It was a busy weekend of playoff basketball down in the bubble for the Los Angeles teams. Let's catch you up on what you missed in Orlando.
The Lakers punched their ticket to the Western Conference Finals on Saturday for the first time since 2010 as they defeated the Houston Rockets 119-96. Markieff Morris was money from outside the arc as he buries one to begin the third quarter and went 4 for 4 overall. To the other team that puts the ball in the hoop in Los Angeles, the Clippers faced off against the Denver Nuggets on Sunday. Game 6 had an early 10 a.m. start, and the Clippers had their morning coffee. Leonard with the steal and the dime, Paul George with the hoop and the harm. The Clippers ended things on a 16-2 run to close half number 1. But the never say die Denver Nuggets were not done yet as Nikola Jokic put the team on his back. Jokic was knocking down threes off the pick and roll to put the Nuggets up 4. Once is good, but twice is nice. Nikola does it again as the Nuggets ran away with a win, 111-98.
The Clippers will face the Nuggets tomorrow at 6 p.m. for Game 7 with the Lakers awaiting the winner. From the bubble to the field, Rachel Grode has all you need to know on the NFL.
Thanks, Carlo. I'm Rachel Grode reporting from Los Angeles. In addition to the basketball courts, LA teams were busy on the football field this past weekend. The LA Rams and Chargers both won in their Week 1 matchups. The Rams claimed a 20-17 victory over Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. Rams running back Malcolm Brown made his mark with a career high of 79 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, while quarterback Jared Goff threw 275 passing yards. The Rams opened the season in the newly constructed SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. The $5 billion stadium is the new home of both LA powerhouse teams, the Rams and the Chargers. The Chargers secured a comeback win over the Bengals on Sunday in Cincinnati. Chargers running back Joshua Kelly scored a 5-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to tie the game at 13. LA won off a missed 31-yard field goal, ending the game with a final score of 16-13. Both teams hope to grab another win next weekend when the LA Rams will play the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chargers will face off with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's all for sports. Now let's toss it back to news.
TikTok has announced a long-awaited tech partnership with software giant Oracle. This means that Microsoft is out of the running. The Trump administration recently proposed a TikTok ban in the US. As of now, the partnership does not provide a decision on the ban. A cybersecurity expert spoke to us about what this deal means for TikTok's user privacy.
Oracle, so far, has said we're going to be a trusted partner, which is kind of unclear. I don't know what that means. The public doesn't seem to know what that means. Experts really don't know what that means. TikTok has become a forum for people to be creative. So it would be really unfortunate if we were to lose it as an entity for that. And I hope we don't. But Oracle really needs to step up and be upfront about what they're doing on privacy.
Jeopardy is returning with all new episodes for its 37th season with longtime host Alex Trebek, making it the first game show to return with live programming during COVID. Lots of precautions are in place to protect participants and hosts from COVID-19. Jeopardy has a new set with distance podiums, and Trebek will stay at the host podium throughout the show. Trebek was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer in March of 2019. He says he's excited about returning to work for the new season and will host the show as long as his health permits.
Wow, Lauren, I really hope Alex is doing okay. I mean, he seems pretty excited about coming back to the show.
Right? I was on Twitter earlier and his fans seem to be thinking the exact same thing. It seems very exciting. Well, that wraps it up for us on this Monday. Thanks for tuning in.
From all of us at Annenberg TV News, have a good night.